Publitarian Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I am Ronald Johnson, your Publitarian, and this is Publitarian Podcast, like the announcer man just said. Thank you so much for being here. Again, the downloads have been crazy. We're well over like 150 downloads now, and I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I also realize that I haven't been giving myself any plugs. I am publitarian@gmail.com if you want to leave me some hate mail or some constructive criticism. Or I am thepublitarian@gmail.com. Publitarian Podcast also has a Facebook page, even though, like I said in other episodes, I'm not on it that much, but I'm also Publitarian on gab.ai and Convo. But Instagram seems to be my main hub where I'm at. I am also on the Twatters, Publitarian on Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry, did I mispronounce that? Twitter. But yeah, there's so much news and so much stuff to get to. I don't even know where to start. It's been a crazy week, guys. And even though I set out initially with this podcast to do like more news of the day type stuff, I haven't because, I am self-aware and I know that I would be like a tier 1 podcaster. So, whereas like, Bongino, Limbaugh, all those other guys would be like your tier 3 podcasters. So I'm assuming that's where you go to get your news. So I haven't been doing a whole lot of news of the day because I'm just, another opinion in the wilderness. But I may be doing you a disservice by not giving my own opinion on that since you are here listening to the podcast. But yeah, I am self-aware. I know that I am a tier 1 podcaster. If you know anything about customer support in the cable company, you will understand the difference between tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. If you're ever on hold in your cable company and you're trying to get something done, always just tell them, hey, I need tier 3 support. They will get you to like an English-speaking American that will usually be able to take care of your problem. So yeah, I'm the tier 1. There is a tier 0. Tier 0 would be no podcast. Tier 0 would you be doing your own research and not listening to any opinions. So we're not interested in tier 0. That's no fun. We like to hear other people's opinions. So I'll start doing some more news of the day in the podcast. Also, a quick shout out to American AF on Instagram. American is, I'm assuming. That's my own little censoring. Didn't have a beeper. They sent me this really cool t-shirt. I'm going to put it up on my Instagram later. It says everything I know I learned from watching 80s cartoons, and it's in the various different fonts of 80s cartoons that I grew up watching because I'm an old man. And it's just a really cool shirt. So that'll be up on my Instagram later. Again, shout out to American AF for that. Really entertaining Instagram page. If you do not follow them already, do yourself a favor. It's good. So, what does everybody think about the North Korean summit? I know that's like top on everybody's minds right now. The United States, specifically Trump, has done the unprecedented and actually met with a North Korean leader. It's never happened before. So Trump sat down in Singapore with Kim Jong-un, Little Rocket Man, and hashed it out. A lot of times, just some inside baseball stuff, a lot of times these demands, these terms, these negotiations are already settled like months in advance. And if any of you are QAnon followers, Q has been saying that it's settled months in advance, but that's not really unprecedented. That's just how the deals are done. That way, neither country is making an embarrassment of themselves on the national stage. Like, they try to show up for the handshake and, Russia goes, just kidding. I think something like that almost happened between Reagan and Gorbachev in the 80s when they were doing their sit-down negotiation, but anybody would know better than to do that with President Trump. He wrote a book on doing these deals. So rest assured that these details were already ironed out before the two leaders met. So President Trump sat down with Kim Jong-un and held a summit, shook some hands, took some pictures, and 75% of the country think that's a good thing. And that's huge. When have you ever gotten 75% of Americans to agree on anything? There are some never Trumpers and some French Democrats that are, oh, this is just legitimizing the dictatorship of Kim Jong Un. And okay, listen. Stop with the legitimizing stuff. Actually, Milo was talking about this on his show the other day. If you guys listen to Milo Yiannopoulos, really good podcast. And he was like, North Korea is already a country. It's already in nuclear, power. The limits of their power, we can argue, but they're already a country. They've been a sovereign nation forever. There's no legitimizing or delegitimizing. The bottom line is our president has done something that's never been done before. He brought North Korea to the table, and one of North Korea's nuclear sites has already been demolished, and there was witnesses of that, like reporters and, proof that that's happened. And according to these peace talks, they have negotiated with North Korea full denuclearization. So you can say what you want, but no president has ever sat down with North Korea before and gotten results of any kind. So any of you backbenchers, naysayers, and you Ben Shapiro conservatives can just shut up and let Trump be Trump, like I've been saying for a lot of my podcasts, because he's getting stuff done and he's getting results. And that's my 2 cents on that matter. Anyway, on a lighter note, even though it's not really a lighter note, it's kind of just more cuckery, but I still just laughed at it. Google and iOS apparently got some complaints about their salad emoji because there was an egg in the emoji, and that was not sensitive to vegans. And Google has redesigned their emoji to where there is no more egg in the salad anymore. So, yay for social justice. You guys scored another blow. I'm already using a water gun emoji when I want to do some right-wing violence because, that's what all of us right-wingers are. We're just alt-right, violent hate mongers. I already have to type a water gun when I want something violent like that. So now if I want to shoot a violent salad emoji at somebody, it will basically have a muzzle on it because there's no more egg in the salad. How dare they? Come on, guys. Leave my emojis alone. I would probably be sending a steak emoji anyway. I wouldn't be sending too many salad emojis, but come on, guys. Enough with the social justice cuckery. But I'm in a better mood than I was the last time I did the podcast, so it's just, that particular one made me laugh. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. I may have to issue not really an apology, but maybe a correction to a prejudiced opinion that I had about the latest Star Wars movie. All of my things that I said about social justice embedded into the later Star Wars movies and this latest one is correct. I'm not retracting that. The only thing that I am retracting is that I was not going to see the new Solo movie. And my father-in-law really wanted to have some bro time and go see the Solo movie. So obviously, when your father-in-law, who's 6'5", and used to have a nickname of Bone Crusher, wanted to go see the Solo movie with me, I said, yes, sir, let's go see the Solo movie. So we went and watched it, and I gotta tell you guys, it was a well-done movie. It was really good, played to a lot of the Star Wars nostalgia. The dude that plays the actor had like the Harrison Ford locked down pretty well. Yes, there was the Lando Calrissian pansexual cuckery. Thank goodness that the pre-clip that I saw was really the only example of that, and we're talking seconds. I still don't like that it was in there, but it was quick enough that it didn't bother me that much. And there was also a droid that was like this. Oh, wait a minute. Spoiler alerts. Spoiler alert. Okay, there we go. There was this droid that looked like this, had this, I don't know, what would you say, a personification of like a communist, socialist, revolutionary, equal rights for droids. They played it off as humor, but they were still injecting their opinion into there. And so that was some cuckery as well. But other than that, I would give it thumbs up. It was a well done movie, so I am retracting my earlier opinion on what I thought of the Solo movie, but the cuckery was still there, but it was mild. And also, from what I understand, the lady that's in charge of these Disney Star Wars movies, I believe, has been let go. I'm saying I believe because I know that I saw a graph showing the money numbers going down, also in viewership of the latest Star Wars movies. And I'm pretty sure she's out, but I'm going to be a little lazy since I'm on a roll and I'm just doing my free flow talking here. I'm not going to research it. So I'm telling you, as a tier 1 podcaster, do your research on that. But I'm pretty darn sure she's being let go or either stepped down because of that. So anyway, that's my retraction about the latest Solo movie. I would also like to puff out my chest here for a moment and mention that I did talk about Milo's podcast earlier. He actually covered something that I had already covered, so I felt a point of pride because he was talking about the social justice cuckery in the latest Star Wars films, and I was like, boom, I actually got one up on you. So that was cool. Little side note there. Anyway. And speaking of the fabulous faggot known as Milo, his website, dangerous.com, great source of news. You'll get a lot of news that you won't get anywhere else. And speaking of that, Laura Loomer, who's like an infamous right-leaning reporter, has been on dangerous.com a lot with her reports of the Las Vegas debacle and the shooting and the possible cover up by the FBI. And as far as I can see, she's the only reporter left that is bird dogging this. And, you know, credit to her for doing so. And she's uncovered some more revelations about a cover up and two and two not adding up on this whole shooting thing. It's amazing that the FBI was able to rule out terrorism as quickly as they did, and you know they can't find their ass with two hands and a flashlight on other cases. And she's been really doing some hard hitting reporting on that, going through records, and I would strongly recommend, if something doesn't smell right to you about the Vegas shooting that happened, to go to dangerous.com and look at some of Laura Loomer's reporting that she's done. And you can also follow her on Instagram. She's Looms93, Looms 93. Really good reporter. And yeah, free shout out to her and for the getting to the bottom of the Vegas shooting. Also, sorry about this. I am also becoming self-aware that I'm doing a lot of this pen clicking when I'm talking, and I'm going through my notes and I'm clicking my pen, so sorry about that. That's got to be annoying in your ear. I'll try not to do that. There was another story that I wanted to touch on. I had first seen this on Instagram from the account Always Right, always.right. She's the girlfriend of the typical liberal who is another Instagram user. I honestly had to stop following him and real Timothy Trump and a couple others because I just kept getting ads for dental hygiene products on their pages instead of the memes and stuff that I go there for. So nothing against him personally. It's just there's nothing wrong with free market capitalism, but I'm tired of ads in my face, so I had to unfollow them. Anyway, ADD moment. So I was on her page and I saw a story that I thought was newsworthy that didn't really get a whole lot of attention. But back in May 25th, the NBA tweeted a picture of students uniting and holding hands regarding the Santa Fe shooting. And for whatever reason, the social justice warriors, as usual, were able to harp on quickly that this white girl was not holding hands with this black girl. And oh man, they just descended upon this poor chick. There was people like, but why is nobody holding the black girl's hand? Or, but like, why is there only one person of color or black child being represented here? And this is microaggression. And why aren't you holding this girl's hand? And yada, yada, yada. And oh my God, the racism is real. And, you know, all the SJWs were losing their collective minds over this. So the mother of the black girl took to social media to set the record straight, and it was freaking fantastic because the mother of the black girl was a white woman, and she said, "The black girl, quote unquote, is my daughter. It's people like you that keep the race crap stirred up. You just look for ways to make things about race. These girls are her friends. You have no idea what you're talking about, so you just need to shut up." So you would think that would put it to bed. But no, the SJWs came back in full force, and if they're friends, why are they not holding her hands? And oh my gosh. So the lady, which I wouldn't have done, answered back, and she was like, "My daughter didn't want to cry before she had to sing, and holding hands would have caused her to start crying. And that's the story. There's nothing about race." And the people just kept on. "Do you have proof that she's your daughter?" Yeah. And oh my. And the lady, like I said, kept responding, which I'm good for maybe 2 engagements with a twat on Twitter or anything else, and then I'm done with them. It's just, you're basically just shouting into the void. There's going to be nothing going on. But anyway, she answered back again, and she posted a video of her daughter with her, the black daughter, saying, "Hello, this is my mother, this is me," and she had to explain the whole thing. And they went way above and beyond what any person should have to do to prove themselves to some social justice warriors on Twitter. I'm glad they did it. I'm not faulting them for doing it, but they they did way more than I would have been willing to do for these pieces of crap on Twitter. Anyway, that story didn't get a lot of attention, and I thought it deserved some extra attention, so I thought I would share it with you guys. I was going to do a swipe for cancer post, but actually a lot of the news isn't cancerous today. God, you even got some left-leaning sources not able to find any grief with Trump, except there's one post from the Puffington Post, as Limbaugh calls them. They'll find something. They will find a detractor somewhere. But God, even a lot of the lefties are praising Trump for his negotiating abilities with the North Korea summit. And there was even some Democrats that wrote a formal letter to Trump, and that's in the news as well, saying that they were, basically on his side for staying the course and agreeing to meet at this summit. That's like bizarro land. I mean, I can't even believe that. But anyway, I'm back on the North Korean summit again. But I also got some joy out of seeing Dennis Rodman on CNN wearing a Make America Great Again hat and talking about Obama. Never took the time of day to meet with him. That was very entertaining. And let's see, that was pretty much all I had to talk about today. I didn't have a set topic or a theme like I've been doing with my podcast episodes. I just wanted to share some thoughts that I had and then go through some news of the day. I mean, obviously, I had to touch on the Trump Kim Jong-un North Korean summit. That's huge. So anyway, thanks for listening, you guys. I've been appreciating all the positive feedback I've been getting, and again, it's overwhelming to me, and I sincerely appreciate you guys being out there. So I'll keep the memes flowing on Instagram and continue to entertain and continue to talk. I just thank you guys for being there. All right, I will talk to you later. Peace.
You've been listening to Publitarian Podcast. Copyright 2018.